What's up, guys? Welcome back to Crypto Weekly Review. Home of the Wolf Pack, Justin Sun has finally stepped down from Tron because he cannot destroy it anymore. His work is done. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump into the charts and straight into the news.
You big old sus, yeah. I just doubled up on crypto. I just doubled down on the new vest. Now my chair looking like 2 checks. Type of money made me want a 2-step. Who next? This week I be on the moon next. Stock going up like 2x. That's a fast flip like suplex. Two really stepping like a duplex. You bet never lose change, but I do flex on it.
Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart, as you can see, it is holding this S2 pivot right here. It's touched it 1, 2, 3, 4. We could almost say 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And the way I look at it is kicking in a door. Sooner or later, this support level is going to drop. And the next support level on the 4-hour chart is about 44K. And that is the next support level on the daily chart. And I think we're going to come down and test the bottom of this wick. There is a good probability of a bounce at 44K. But right now, things are so nasty that I wouldn't put any orders in here. It could definitely impulse down again, just like this. So be careful on that. Let's take a look at Hex. Hex had a huge rally. I mean, a huge pump. It did not get above this pivot, but it is holding the 200 exponential moving average. That is still bullish. Hex could continue to go up here, but considering the rest of the market is sinking, I'm not going to be putting in a position. Like I said, I'm happy to buy the dip on the way up. A good entry for Hex if you missed it would be about 18 cents. 18 cents, which it almost wicked down to, and that would be the point of control on the daily chart. We can just take a quick peek at Hex on the 4-hour chart and see what it's doing. Looks like it's losing the 4-hour uptrend right here and rejecting it. I do think that it's going to continue to roll over further just a little bit, but it looks bullish. I'm not interested in this. I don't just go out and just buy tops of candles. If it runs away from me, that's fine. I sold 45 cents, like I'm cool. But yeah, I definitely would want it to roll over a little bit more, consolidate, correct, shake out some weak hands, but still hold support. Then I'll be getting in. ETH on the daily chart holding the pivot, looking like a giant hot mess. It's all over the place. Trading ETH is a bad idea. Here we go. We got ADA rejecting the 366 exponential moving average. And like I said, it's hammering on the door of S2. And I think the next big drop is going to be about to 82 cents. I know that's kind of a far drop. Maybe we can find some support on the 4-hour to look at. Yeah, on the 4-hour, like $1.16. I mean, I think it's coming down there. Avalanche. Wow, look at that. Avalanche found support in the 21 exponential moving average and regained the uptrend. Got over the primary pivot. Shit, man. Avalanche looks all right. Avalanche looks all right. Sand is getting pressed down. This confirmed daily downtrend. We're on our way down to about $2.95. Mana, the incel's dream come true. Also in a confirmed downtrend. Avalanche looks good. Avalanche looks good. What do you want me to say? So here is why Avalanche is pumping. USDC sees native launch on Avalanche. You used to have to go through a bridge, but now USDC is on Avalanche. You can earn staking rewards in USDC. That's super bullish for Avalanche. But is that a giant reversal? Is it going to reverse the market? You got to think about it like that. It's great. It's bullish. Avalanche is the shit and is going to continue to grow. And I think it's a great investment. So buy the dip on this one. Is this the reversal candle? Is it moon time from here on this news? I mean, I don't think so. So just keep that in mind. Let's take a look at MicroStrategies and Michael Saylor, who is a hero and a white knight for crypto. He's been buying every single dip. He's been borrowing money and buying every single dip and counting on it to go up. He says he has over 100,022 Bitcoin. That is a nice chunk of the entire Bitcoin supply, but it's all predicated on Bitcoin not to go into a bear market, because what's going to happen when MicroStrategies files bankruptcy? These 122,000 Bitcoin, they're going on the open market. That's why I'm not a huge Michael Saylor fan. I think he's just a little bit reckless and going a little bit too hard. But I think MicroStrategies was kind of like folding up to begin with. So he bet big and he won big. So let's hope you don't get liquidated. But here it says the enterprise software company that made waves by issuing debt to buy Bitcoin is looking for new ways to generate yield on its massive digital coin hold. Well, yeah, Michael Saylor may as well have his money go to work for him instead of just sitting in a cold wallet, because in this day and age, everybody is looking for yield. In the age of government printing and 15% inflation, if you adjust the CPI to how they used to calculate it in the 1980s, you have to chase yield. You have to speculate. Otherwise, you get left behind. You will become poor. People don't want to work anymore because of 15% inflation. Think about it. You're getting a 15% wage cut every year. Do that by 5 years, Your purchasing power is decreased by half, but you're still working as hard as you are. That's why people aren't showing up to work. That's why people are chasing yield in these hard times. So MicroStrategies wants to put this $5.6 billion worth of Bitcoin to work. Here's what they said. They said there are many opportunities to either put a mortgage against it and generate long-term debt under favorable circumstances, which we could lever up against the Bitcoin, or we think that we could lend it to a trustworthy counterparty. It's very smart to take a loan against it because it's the inflation that's going to pay back the loan. Imagine if you bought a house 30 years ago and your mortgage was $400. Think about how easy it would be to pay back today with devalued dollars. This is an absolute brilliant idea, but it's also kind of bad because now we're financializing Bitcoin too much. Think about it. Now Bitcoin is becoming part of this network, part of this problem, when it was supposed to be an alternative. The future is going to be ugly. Basically, if you don't own any assets, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be the working poor wage cuck, and the people that own assets that can keep up with or beat inflation are going to be rich. The middle class is going to disappear as the world gets further and further down the risk curve. I thought this day would never come. Justin Sun is retiring from Tron, but not from crypto. The Tron founder is becoming an ambassador of the Grenada government to the World Trade Organization. What? What? He says that he retired his 3 nodes already, and those 3 nodes are going to be replaced by voting in the community. This guy absolutely destroyed Tron. It just goes to show you, just being a first mover, how far you can get in the world. Tron is just a bunch of rugs and scams and gambling and things like that. And he was a really bad representative of it. And now he's going to be advising a small Caribbean country on crypto. I mean, that sounds like a bunch of BS. What it sounds like to me is Justin Sun is exiled from Tron and he's exiled from China. China is very anti-crypto right now. If I were him, I would not want to be there either. I would be hiding on some small Caribbean island, drinking margaritas and partying at night. And that's what he's going to be doing. That's what he's going to be doing. And I think that's a smart move for him. I think that it's time to step down and walk away. And the only thing that makes me wonder is, how far is Pulse Chain going to go with Richard Hart? How much adoption can we get with Richard Hart? He is a good Ponzi schemer. He pumped the hell out of Hex. He can pump the hell out of Pulse. But to get that true adoption from the crypto community, it's not going to be as Richard Hart as the front man. It's not. So I hope that he has the decency to groom somebody to take over. All right, guys, Ray Dalio gets it. Bitcoin holder Ray Dalio gets into Ether, praising crypto as he calls cash the worst investment. This is what I've been screaming at the internet, that you are losing your money in your bank account. If you're not in assets, if you're not producing yield, your money is literally vanishing, and it's a tax. Inflation is a tax. The government's printing all this money, doing their pet projects, scratching each other's back, and you're paying for it through losing purchasing power on your wages and your savings. So it's best really to have a diversified portfolio. I still carry a lot of cash on me right now because I want to be able to buy dips. There might be a deflationary event coming if the Fed does decide to raise rates. They did raise rates in 2019. The equities markets fell 20% and they brought the rates right back down. So that could happen next year. So I would say be ready to buy a dip, have a diversified portfolio, buy assets. Assets are the only thing that can save you nowadays. The Fed has forced us into being speculators. Let's take one more peek at Hex. As you can see, it is above the 200 exponential moving average. But if we look at the 4-hour chart, it is rejecting this 366 exponential moving average, and that's concerning because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the Godwell pump, 7, 8 in this downtrend, and I sold that about right up here at 45 cents. And as long as we're below this red line, I think it's an area of concern. I think a good place to buy is this horizontal support right here, and it's the point of control on the volume node at about 18 cents. And if we look at the daily, If we look at the daily chart, yeah, that's where the 21 exponential moving average, and we trade the 21 in this channel. And so if it can gain a little bit of support right here, I'd be interested in buying. Let's just take a look at Bitcoin. As you can see, it is rejecting the 21. It's in a 4-hour downtrend confirmed and pinched in right here. I think it's going to break down. We can just take one look at the hourly chart before we get out of here. Hourly chart, yeah, it's really not that useful in an hourly downtrend as well. Anyways, guys, if you made it this far, consider throwing me a sub. I know that the ocean is loud in the background. I'm traveling right now, but I will improve my audio quality and my content when I get home, and it'll probably be like a week or so. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Wolfpack, peace.